If your partner has its ups and downs. One of the ups is, we actually love being around each other. This is something that we both get something out of. One of the downs is it is oftentimes hard to be in partnership in business with your mate and then separating the disrespect or the feelings of a relationship when you're discussing business, from my perspective. So from my perspective, sometimes I get to the point where it's like, why you can't just listen to what the fuck I'm saying? And it's just like, my nigga, I'm your business partner. And your way is not it's not your way or the highway. In a business, we have to come as your partner, your equal partner. We have to actually figure out what is best for the business and not for your personal motherfucking feeling. Welcome to Divine Purpose Podcast with your host, Daniel and
Patrice Myers. In this podcast, you will be introduced to the 3 C's:
comedy, conversations, and community. Join the discussion with fellow entrepreneurs, community activists,
with our major focus on the beauty of family in our community. Episodes drop every Tuesday. Whether inspirational or ratchet, all conversations have a divine purpose. So do I say corny or do you say corny?
You wrote it. Welcome to another episode of Divine Purpose Podcast with your host, Daniel and
Patrice Myers.
How are you? It's been a long time. Start that over.
Yes. Go ahead. You got to go to the bathroom. And it's okay. It's okay that you go into the bathroom while we're talking. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Welcome to another episode of Divine Purpose Podcast with your host, Daniel and
Patrice Myers.
In this podcast, you will be introduced to the 3 C's: comedy, conversation, and community. Hello, love. How are you?
Hi. I don't know. I think it's like a double intro when we play the intro and then you also redo the intro when we come on. I think it's a little too much. Just me personally. But how are you?
I'm awesome, well, and great.
I get away with saying so many things on the podcast while we're recording.
What you mean by that?
Because you would have flipped out with me saying that if we were recording, but because we're recording, you're just like this. I'm okay. I have peace be with you.
Hotep.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. So welcome back. It's been a long fucking time since we have recorded. Damn, I actually miss recording this show. I actually love doing this show. It's one of my favorite things to do, especially with you. So I want to say welcome back to ourselves and hello again to our audience. We love you, we honor and we praise you, and we appreciate you, and we're sorry for the delay. We try to get the shows out to you every Tuesday, but you know, we be arguing and shit.
No, life just be life and ain't even arguments. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
His mind wants to say it's arguments. But my mind say it's just life.
No, I was actually joking.
Life be life.
Life has been life, and it's been so many fucking moving pieces so fast that we literally haven't had a chance to just sit down for an hour.
For ourselves.
We've been fucking moving nonstop, I would say, for the last 6 months.
He has been moving nonstop for the last 6 months. I feel like I have been moving at a pace for the last, honestly, I feel like it's been about 8 years that I have been moving at 8 years that I have been moving at a very, very busy pace.
8 years.
8 years.
So it's 22. So that takes you back to 2014. Since 2014, you've been moving.
Yeah, because that was the start of Fruit of the Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
That was the start of me going back to church.
Uh-huh.
And church in itself, we was there literally Wednesday, Friday, and Sundays, and then on Saturdays for dance practice for Fruit of the Spirit, and then Saturdays as well for track practices for Kayla and Kier, and practices. They were in junior high school at CPA, literally on the verge of failing, and I had to pull them out the mud of that. It was a lot because CPA was very, very hard, and I feel like I've been moving at this pace. I was working from home. Mm-hmm. Then I was working about 10, 12 hours. Mm-hmm. Then working from home. Then I started Ubering. Then I started watching kids. I feel like I've been on this pace for about 8 years. And I'm tired.
Yeah, I get that. Well, if we're talking about that, then yeah. And we weren't together at that time either.
Nah, that's
so that even adds another fucking pressure to it, because now you're doing it as a single mother. Mm-hmm. Because you know, we were co-parenting, but it doesn't. I did have a partner at the time, but I mean, it still doesn't negate the fact that you had to move nonstop. And then when we got back together, you were my fucking serial entrepreneur ass, and then I'm always got something I'm trying to create and get off the ground. And yeah. But you know what? So I agree with you.
Yeah, I think in the last 8 years, I probably have had unplugged vacations, completely unplugged vacations where no business was discussed. One. And honestly, truthfully, I'm at a place where 8 years of this pace, and to be where I am right now, I haven't been doing something right. And so something has to change, because as hard as I've been working for the last 8 years, I should be in a different space.
Yeah,
my family should be in a different space, and I think that's because with the busyness, I confuse a lot of time busyness with financial gain.
Okay.
And I put more time into being busy than more time into concentrating on exact things that were actually going to give me financial stability.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. Mm-hmm. I have one thing you can't. My work ethic is what my work ethic is. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't fucking stop. I'm not going to get tired. I'm going to keep going. I know what you're saying. Like, you're saying you're tired, and I understand that. But I'm at the point where it's like, because of what's been happening the last 6 months, even though it's been a fucking long goddamn road and a long journey, I'm like, damn, do I got to kick it up another level? You know what I mean? And I'm at that, and I don't know where that energy would come from. But what I do know is, one thing I agree with you is the amount of work we've put in. It is time for the monetary success to actually follow that shit.
And I think that's because, as I said, something has to change. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because our focus has been too much on being busy,
right, versus
going after and focusing more on those things that are actually going to bring us financial revenue.
Yeah.
And we've been busy
as fuck.
But it ain't been turning.
It's time to get a return on this motherfucking investment.
So I don't think I have to kick it up a notch as far as my effort, mm-hmm, but I do have to be more focused on the things that are bringing money that I am in control of.
Can you hold that thought?
Yes.
And I want to hold that thought because we skip past the icebreaker.
Yeah.
And that is honestly kind of leads on to what the show's topic is about today. Today's topic is actually about working in partnership with your mate.
Well, let's do an icebreaker real quick to break it up a little bit.
All right, you want to ask first, or do I want to ask first?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm
the cards right there in your hand.
I'm gonna shuffle them then.
And I can pull.
These are perfect date night questions. Tonight's conversations. We use these when we do our live podcast. It's actually pretty cool. They got a late night version. They have, and that gets kind of spicy. This one can get a little serious sometimes. So if you're trying to get in the mood, I would recommend the late night versions because we tried this at a hotel in Atlanta.
We trying to be sexy.
We trying to be sexy. Play tonight's conversation.
Next thing we know, Daniel was like, "Am I about to cry?"
The fuck? This should turn into a therapy session. So these are good questions. These ones are good questions, especially for new couples because it helps you get to know each other. Mm-hmm. And it's random shit. It gives you the thought process of the person you with. So I kind of like these ones.
Go ahead.
Pick a card, any card.
This is how I do it. Get deep just like this.
Oh, that's what she said.
Yep. Who hurt you? And what have you done to heal? I don't even think you like to acknowledge that you've been hurt.
Nah, I just keep it moving.
Yep, and that's the reason why you haven't healed.
Hotel.
It starts first with acknowledgement. So who hurt you?
Who hurt me?
And what have you done to heal? Tell me all the thoughts that are running through your mind with this statement, with this question.
If I'm being honest,
Mm-hmm.
we always
gotta make note at the moment we're being honest.
Nah,
Is
because
it all conversation?
No,
honest?
because if you're talking about who hurt you, that takes you back to your childhood.
Yes.
I've been hurt as an adult. I've been hurt, but we're talking about things that you need to heal from.
Yeah.
Who hurt you? That starts as a child.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it does. Yeah.
I would say who hurt me, I wouldn't say necessarily. Well, it's people there, but I don't even like to talk about that personally. Mm-hmm. I would just say a lot of things that happened in my upbringing did hurt me, and honestly, I'm still healing from it. A lot of the things. Okay, so let's say. Now we've talked about this on the show before, but I grew up in a house where my father was just like out and about, and my mom was in the house working. He was working. He's in the fire department too, but you work overnight, and at that time he kind of run the streets and everything. So early on, me and my mom got close because I'm the oldest, so I was always there until my cousin Dami moved in, and we've had cousins and aunts and everybody in and out. But the constant is me being the oldest, so I was, and you listen to my brother, he'll tell you like he feels like I was the one that raised him. So I guess I grew up in a household with two parents, but even my mom used to call my father the bachelor as a joke. But I won't say it was necessarily a hurt. It was just in adulthood when we got together. Though I grew up in a 2-parent household, I didn't all the way see what it took to actually be the head and the structure of the household as a man. So I've been still trying to figure this shit out into this day. I was never taught like financial responsibility. I had to figure that out. Still figuring that shit out. I had to figure out it's okay if your wife is asking you like where you going, like don't fucking question me. We had to get through that. Still trying to figure that out. And just the fact of being honest, because a lot of the things as a family we had to hide because of what my mother and father were in the community. So still being 100% open with every part of me is still hard because I'm always taught to hide some shit. Still trying to figure that out. So have I healed from it? I would say presently healing from it. And who hurt me? Not particularly a person, just the way I grew up. It's just certain things I wish I would change. But I'm sure our kids will have things they would want to change as well. And that's just life. How about you?
I'm not going to give my own question?
Oh, okay. I guess I gotta pick it for you, huh? Mm-hmm. Damn, that shit got dead. Did she? Don't get the after night joints if you're trying to get in the movie. This shit turned into a therapy session. But
and even in this conversation just now, one of the things I see the plight of the Black community whenever you speak, a lot of times, and
when I speak,
mm-hmm. And it's because even in a conversation about your hurt, you're still choosing words carefully
that are safe
to protect someone else. And it's just sad that we can't be honest in our community about our pain and our hurt because we're always worried about hurting the person who hurt us.
No, everybody don't think
and
that way.
It's the Black community. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. It's the Black church. It's all those things. It's like
the Black church be cutting motherfuckers off and talk shit about them.
It's not just about cutting people off. It's the way we hide stuff because we don't want it to reflect on the community of the church, the community of the Black people. We do these things, but we talk in these vagueness, but we never really say the exact, and that is what prevents, I believe, real healing.
I think what I presented from my perspective about mm-hmm. my life was definitely exact and direct. Mm-hmm. I think maybe I didn't use the words you would use, mm-hmm. but from my point of view, I ain't never been. That was as open as I can get. That was a fucking open book situation. Actually didn't feel comfortable actually saying out loud.
From what I'm used to you saying. Absolutely, that was.
Yeah, I don't even be acknowledging shit most of the time.
Yeah, that was absolutely the most I've ever seen you actually acknowledge. But like I said, it's just one of those things where I think that at times we constantly protect people in our lives by not speaking our truths, and it's okay for us to speak out loud how we view something. Especially from our childhood, because you can only look at it, and still sometimes we still look at it from the 6-year-old lens. From
that perspective,
yeah.
And I'm 40 years old.
Exactly,
I'm a grown ass man. So I'm just I'm older. Yeah. I'm older than my father was when he had me.
Yeah,
so I'm older than my mother was.
So it's okay to like actually sometimes say it out loud, because even a bad thing, even if it was a bad experience in our mind, saying it out loud to our parent or to someone to help us, it could be like, oh, wait a minute, this circumstance, that circumstance, boom. Or if you say out loud you're hurt, it allows the person who actually hurt you to be like, damn, I didn't even know. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a beauty in the openness of expressing your pain. And I think a lot of times when, even in our relationship, if I say, oh, you did something to hurt me, it's like, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, I don't hate you. I'm just telling you that in this moment, you hurt my feelings.
Right. So in our situation, like, and especially talking about the Black family and the Black church, the Black family and the Black church who has maybe done the hurt needs to recognize that they can do hurt.
Yeah.
See, the problem a lot of times is we can't have those conversations because the person that hurts you, when you call them out on it, or not even call them out, when you say, hey, this made me feel this way, the church has hurt so many people, but they only want to talk about Jesus Christ and healing and forgiving, but it doesn't forgive anyone. And truthfully, if you're not talking about forgiveness, you're only talking about judgment. And because you can't get into a mode of hearing it because you were right, or I'm a parent, so I'm older than you and I know better and I'm wiser, it's not always the case. I deal with kids and sometimes their parents are fucking idiots. You know what I mean? And I've been to churches where the head of the churches are fucking idiots. But because they are in or fucking people in positions of authority, whether it be workplace, you can have bosses that are fucking idiots, but they have to be able to accept the fact that, hey, this made me feel this way. You may have been wrong about this, or consider this.
Right, and I feel like, so with that being said, I think the problem is that most of the time when when we get to the point of where we're like fed up and we want to talk about it, most of the time we're ready to fight. So most of the time, whenever we come to that realization, and when you're coming to the person, you're not coming to them like, hey, yo, this hurt me. You're not coming to them with this octave. You're coming to them like, you was fucked up. My childhood was ruined. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not often, not all the time. I think the warning signs are there. You can. I've had conversations with people that have hurt me, like real conversations, and majority of the time they don't want to hear that shit. So it gets you to the point where, for myself, like you said, I just don't deal with the shit because people don't want to hear it anyway. So why am I going to waste my energy?
I think it just helps. It helps you. It helps you.
Yeah,
it helps you to be able to get it out, because if you don't get it out to the person who caused the hurt, you didn't bring it home, and you either internalize it for yourself and do things to harm yourself, or you harm the other people around you that you take for granted because you can share with them. And that's what we learned. Yeah, that's what we learned, because it was like, oh, Patrice, one of the things that really changed my trajectory a lot about how I deal.
That word?
How I deal with people is when we were in an argument and you was like, you only talk to me this way. And I was like,
yeah, people be doing some fucked up shit, but I'm the one that
people don't get this shit, do they?
Nobody do. And then when you start giving that shit to everybody, them motherfuckers like, yo, somebody told me, you hear how she told me?
That was one of the most immediate changes I've ever done in my life.
I was just sitting back like, oh, you didn't know she did this, did you?
Then
you didn't know she talked like this, did you? It's
been like,
oh, praise the Lord.
You right.
This is...
You're right.
We are all wretched souls.
People ain't getting this energy.
Nah.
And it's and a lot of people are wasting a lot of my time.
That's true.
So I've learned to appreciate. So I started off with being really blunt and just being like, fuck you, and cutting people off. But now I've gotten to a point where it's like I'm okay with just being like, and this is done. Yeah. Thank you. And I don't have to be angry.
Right.
I don't care if they are, because before I get to the place of anger and obsession, which anger ends up becoming what this person is doing, or even wishing ill on the person because I felt hurt, I was like, I'm just gonna stop this.
Yeah, I never wish ill on nobody.
Let me just stop. I am done. Mm-hmm. This is not going the way that I would like for it to go. And in order to save any little bit of face in this relationship, it's okay.
That's how you're able to handle your parent situation like this.
Yeah, because I don't want to get into all of that.
Right.
Like, I don't want to be going back and forth. At some point, you have to really sometimes too. You have to know the people that you engage with and know where they are. Like, and unfortunately, a lot of times I listen a lot and watch people, and I know the people who I can actually engage in a back and forth conversation that won't go left or offensive.
Yeah. And
then I know the people who will be catty and petty. And so those people I pretty much ended real straight, with nothing to read in between the lines. Like, this is it. That's why when I left with my parents to start, I left with, I love you. Yeah. That was the thing. I love you.
Even when the church said you take a donkey
and I was just like, okay, like, I love you, but I'm not saying nothing. It's just, I love you. And then after being disrespected at my grandmother's funeral, then I was like doing the process of my grandmother's burial and all that. Then that's when I became, okay, fuck y'all niggas.
Right.
And then even still in this position, I'm like, after that was all done, I was like, okay, I don't ever have to be around these people again. Like, it's actually a choice for all of us to move on with our lives happy and with the people who bring us happiness.
Yeah, you choose.
And if I don't bring them joy,
I don't need to be around you.
And if they don't bring me joy,
don't need to be around you.
And guess what? Thing, man. It's okay.
It's okay. You don't have to force relationships.
You can change the channel.
You don't have to force relationships.
I don't have to watch this TV show. I can unfollow. I don't have to see you no more. Yeah. And it's okay. And I think we get so offended because people change the channel. Like,
and you know what's crazy? You know, and this is so true. and I'm going to go to the next topic so we don't get too far off. But that's what happened, like, okay, when I went through my second divorce, right? Mm-hmm. What I realized is once that channel's changed, you don't even run in the same circles. It's been almost 5 years and haven't even seen this motherfucker.
And even if you did, it's like, hey, I mean, what's up? I've seen more of your high school sweethearts in the last fucking 5 years than I've seen in the first half of our marriage. Literally, any given function I go to, I'm gonna see an ex of yours. Literally. And even if I see them, what is it going to change? Because it ain't changed nothing for me. I'm still there. Hi, everybody. Hey.
Well, this is interesting for you. What does love mean to you?
That is a very interesting question for me.
For you, specifically.
Yes, it is.
Because you don't give a fuck about love, really. You do. But I just want to hear your stuff. Let me not leave
What
you.
does love mean to me?
Yes.
I think it's like another form of joy and excitement. I don't think that love is supposed to be as permanent of a feeling as we like to make it.
Permanent?
I think we put so much weight on when we say I love someone as if it has to be forever.
Okay.
Or I love something as if it has to be forever. Your taste buds change. You may grow up loving Fruit Loops. And now that you are an adult, you prefer Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks?
I mean, not Apple Jacks, Apple Cinnamon Cheerios. Because I grew up loving Fruit Loops. But now, the girls literally bought Fruit Loops the other day, and I haven't even opened that box.
Shit probably tastes like diabetes.
But I love me some Apple Cinnamon Cheerios. So I feel like love is a feeling that comes and goes. And when it's here, cherish it. And when it's gone, I'm not going to mourn it because it's going to come in another form.
So what does it mean to you?
What does it mean to me?
That's the time frame. What does it mean to you?
What does it mean? It's just another feeling. It's just another feeling on the wheelhouse of feelings.
So just another emotion.
It's just another emotion. It's just another emotion.
So love is emoting for you.
It's an emotion like anger. It's an emotion like sadness. It's an emotion like joy, excitement, despair. It's just another emotion. It doesn't hold as much weight for me as I think it does for a lot of people. And that's because I've experienced a lot of loss. And I've experienced a lot of loss in love, but it's allowed me to learn how to appreciate love more when it's present. When the feeling is there, it's like, ooh, like joy, like it's seeing a movie for the first time. It allows me to appreciate it while it's there than thinking it's going to be here forever.
So like you said, another form of joy. It's another emotion.
It's just another emotion.
Do your emotions go higher or lower on the spectrum of emotes?
It depends on the day and the hour.
Got it. It does. I really,
it does.
I truly, really wanted. I was glad the fucking question came out because I really wanted to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm in love with you, and sometimes I feel like I hate you. Damn. But it doesn't.
I've never felt like I hated you.
I know, because you don't even want to believe you've been hurt. So I get it. I get it. So I feel like I think it's like, it's a range of emotions. I think the one thing that I've probably loved the most and the longest out of my whole life is Kayla and Kier. The most consistently.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I can't even say myself because I'm learning to love Patrice more.
Well, I love you.
I appreciate it.
And since I know that's just a goddamn emotion for you, it doesn't hurt me when you don't say, I love you too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I love you too.
Don't apologize. Don't apologize. It might be a hate session right now. You know, you say I love you. Sometimes I hate you. I might be in the middle of hate and love, or I might be all the way over the hood. Love, hate.
I love you too.
But damn, but I do love you. And,
I do. I love you too.
And for me, love is, it's law, but love don't mean that you're always like, oh. Love is many different ways. So I kind of agree with you in the emotion part of it. But I think I hold love a little stronger in my heart than you.
Yes, you do. You absolutely.
I mean,
do.
not even just for you, just for people.
No, I know you absolutely.
I hold a lot of love in my heart.
Yeah,
and sometimes for people that don't even deserve the love that I have to offer.
You absolutely do.
I'm actually trying to check myself on how much love I give, because I give more love than I receive oftentimes. Oftentimes, it's the case.
Totally agree.
Oftentimes, that's the case. So, that is the icebreaker with tonight's conversation. This is what we're going to use for our Divine Purpose icebreakers for now on. We thank you guys for listening to that portion of the show. And now we get into the topic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the show. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Today's topic is...
So today's topic is from our family, the Blamcore family.
Black Love and Marriage is what BLAM stands for. Ayize and Ayana Ma'at.
Yes.
They are from DC. They are now in LA. They have they have a very they have the most, if I was to say, resemblance of the way that I envision Divine Purpose operating and feeling. It's exactly what the Blamcore is offering. Yeah, and we went to one of their seminars when they came to DC, and it was the same weekend as Tricky ENT's event, and we chose to go to the Blamcore because we felt like that was more of what we needed at the time. We always out at events and festivals and shit. But this was different, and it was different because we were around couples. And what I appreciated about what they bring to the table is it took us away from the woman got to have this role and the man got to have this role and this and that. Nah, it was literally a bunch of couples that were trying to create, and I'm sure everyone there wasn't all peaches and cream because we aren't always peaches and cream, but every couple seemed to balance each other. And every couple, I don't know if it was the energy that they bring or brought at that seminar at that time.
Yeah.
But every couple seemed to really enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that we have a problem with sometimes because we go out with other couples, and I like being around motherfuckers that really like their other fucking mate, and we're not complaining about the other person. We actually like each other.
So I say this a lot, and this is, my thing. I like being around couples that I know that they're having sex. It's a different energy in the room when people actually like each other, but are also going through the struggle of relationship with each other.
It doesn't negate, like, even with us doing this, it does not negate the fact that, and that's what the couples goals shit, like, ain't nobody fucking perfect. Like, and I don't even, and people be like, I want what y'all got. I'm like, no, the fuck you don't. You don't. You don't know what the fuck we go through.
You don't have a clue what this shit is right now.
Could you withstand it? No, it works for us, and sometimes it don't work for us.
And so what I enjoyed about their events so much is that we touch on a lot of hard-hitting topics, but they also make it a habit to have fun.
Yeah, you have fun. Yeah.
You can't have a whole bunch of just preachy moments.
Yeah, it wasn't preachy.
Without the fun and bringing it back to the love connection, and that's what I enjoy the most about the Blamcore. Like, every last one of the couples that were in that room had a story. Yeah. Every last couple had a story.
Nobody was trying to be super rich, and nobody was
something that they were either getting over
or
have overcome,
or getting ready to
overcome,
or just getting knowledge to understand what to do if you go from. But you're learning from other couples, and I didn't think it was preachy at all. I actually thought it was.
That's what I said. I didn't think it was.
It was actually educational, and it was just good. I really fucked with them.
Yeah, it was really good.
And what they're creating and have created.
So yeah, I mean, I could go on and on, honestly, about why on so many levels, what they have created is literally my ideal vision, because I could go on and on about it. But anyway,
we did meet them. They're good people, and we're gonna have them on the show too. So
one of the what they posted a while back. This is how long it's been since we recorded. This is August 4th. It says, working with my husband in business is one of the greatest privileges I've ever had. A lot of people feel like working with your spouse must be so difficult. You're with them all the time. It can be hard to keep love and business separate, etc. But the rewards far outweigh the challenges. To stretch, grow, learn, and work toward common goals together for ourselves, our businesses, and our family. There is absolutely nothing like it. I am so grateful.
So you're the wife. What say you about what she said? How do you feel about working in partnership with your husband?
I think that it's definitely a great thing, and it has its benefits because of the type of person that I am. Because I prefer like a unit. Like I've grew up witnessing a unit operating and moving together in different aspects. So to actually be with someone who also wants to move as a unit, even though it happens, but to witness someone who
what happens,
life, to witness someone who to be with someone who also wants to move as a unit, it brings me comfort. So I like creating, even like the creation of the twins, like that was magical and love.
I like them type of creations.
And also with these businesses, I feel that businesses, I feel the same kind of like enthusiasm in creating as well. So it comes with a lot of, so no different. Like, okay, I look at it like this. With Kayla and Kier, the first time that we came together, the first time we got together when we were young, and we really wasn't trying to be together. And so then when we decided that we wanted to be together, and we were so much in love that we wanted to have a baby together. However, we came back home from school and we realized what life would look like at the young ages of 18 and 19, trying to have a child. And we decided that maybe having a baby wasn't the best timing at the moment. So we had an abortion. Then later on, we decided intentionally that no, we actually missed out on our blessing. We felt empty. We felt like that we should have had the baby. So we decided to intentionally get pregnant again, which is why I really do believe we had twins, because I was ovulating. Hennessy was in the air, all kinds of stuff. The timing was perfect, right?
Hennessy was in the air and ovulation. That is a dangerous combination.
So this go around, we got pregnant, realized we were having twins. We felt so blessed. The first 6 months of my pregnancy was amazing. It was beautiful. Then the next month, everything went downhill. I got sick as a dog. I gained so much weight that it wasn't like pregnancy weight gain. It was sick weight gain, because I was starting to have gestational diabetes. So I was, what's this thing when your skin don't bounce back?
Turgor?
What happened? What's that called?
Edema?
Yes, I was developing edema, because that's how bad I was doing.
Turgor is when you pinch the skin to see the moisture in the skin. Edema is when you push in and you indent, and it's slow blood flow.
Because it tells you that your blood circulation is bad.
Yeah, most people with congestive heart failure have edema, and most people that are like dry or dehydrated, that's how you check the turgor.
So so that happened. Had to have an emergency C-section. Had multiple seizures. That I just realized this year that I had 2 seizures on the delivery table. Had multiple seizures on the delivery table.
Rushed to the ICU.
Had to get rushed to the ICU. The girls had to get rushed to the NICU. And it was that first 48 hours after giving. So literally that month until the first 48 hours, 72 hours after giving birth was a lot.
Scary.
It was scary. However, we ended up with these beautiful girls and life ended up happening. But even in raising Kayla Kiera has been so many different trials and tribulations. And I look at what we're doing with these businesses the same way as the process of our pregnancies, the abortion, the getting pregnant, everything going good, shit getting fucked up, about to lose everything, to everything going good, and then about to lose, then am I giving this thing enough attention? Am I giving this thing enough attention? I equate that to when Kayla Kiera was failing in first grade and wasn't reading. And that was because we weren't giving them enough attention to succeed. So we had to figure out what do we need to do better. So little things like that, I look at this as the journey of us with these new babies in our lives. And it comes with both tragedy and triumph and failures and miscommunications on what's important for the girls, because remember, you didn't want them to go to CPA, and we had an argument about that, and actually CPA ended up being the catalyst of Kayla.
We gonna have to get you one of them motherfucking bing.
Do it. The catalyst of Kayla and Kiera being as bright as they are now, because it challenged them to think outside of the Kentland space where we could only afford to live at that time. So that was the school system we were at. So CPA brought them culture and a different form of learning that they wouldn't have got at their neighborhood school. So all these different things that we have gone through and still are going through right now with Kayla and Kiera, trying to get them down situated in North Carolina now. Yeah. This is how I look at our business.
So I agree. I think that's what business is. Business is very comparable to raising a child. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the things that we have to realize as we're creating and developing businesses, I turned it
down.
No, up actually.
Oh.
Yeah. I know that's why you was laughing. I'm always over here looking at shit. You fucking asshole, yeah. But as we're creating and developing these businesses, it's definitely comparable. So when your child is first born, it doesn't even know how to hold its head up. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of times we try to create these businesses and you want to just come off the gate with a full grown fucking child. And that has been, that's been a downfall of mine in the past. Instead of allowing it to develop and crawl and then, or scoot.
Because the girls did not crawl.
So the thing about it is, and I think that's really what's happening now. When we kind of get into the church announcements and where we are and why we've been so fucking busy the last 6 months and why we haven't been able to record. Because just like our daughters, which are twins, they never fucking crawled. They scooted a few days, and next thing you know, they were fucking walking.
No, they scooted for months. It was crazy.
I don't think it was months.
I have never seen a child scoot like that before in my life. It was the weirdest thing.
It was not crawling.
I did not understand that.
It was on the ground.
I just never.
We like snake bellies and shit.
It was so weird.
But then they just got up and started walking.
It was so weird.
They was like, you know what? I'm done with school. I'm just gonna fucking walk.
And they didn't get up and start walking. They started standing up and falling backwards,
hitting the back of
busting their head.
And I guess they got tired of that.
And then was like, I think I'll try this walking thing.
But when they start walking, they were like walking.
They went from walking to just running. It was like
what the fuck?
And it wasn't no stumbling babies.
No, they just. I remember one time I took them motherfuckers to the mall. One time. I had my twin strollers. It was just me. I think you was in school at the time or whatever. Whatever the case was, I was going to the mall and I had the girls. I was leaving Old Navy or some shit. And I remember because it was by the Old Navy. Man, them
PG Plaza.
It was PG Plaza. Mm-hmm. They ran in opposite directions. Now, I'm already young as fuck. I'm like 22 years old. I'm a goddamn kid myself.
You probably was having a conversation you wasn't supposed to be having. I can guarantee.
I was probably talking to a chick.
Yeah,
I
if we look
was.
back over that time, I can guarantee. And Kayla was
was
like, "Come get us." Which one? I don't know. You figure it out.
Oh, they so chill. They are so. I know, baby. Disperse. Oh. Yeah. Hold on, bitch.
Bet you that's what it was. I can guarantee that's what it was.
I'm just glad we could laugh at that time. I definitely probably was doing that fucked up shit. But anyways, the businesses, I feel like now these motherfuckers have been scooting and they are just about to, they're standing right now. I'm gonna hit their head a few times, but when these motherfuckers get to walking, they're gonna get to walking.
I think so. In being in business, the challenges, that the challenges I think that we see is that we both see the businesses in different places, and we talk about the businesses in different places whenever we talk. Most of the time, Daniel is pretty much all the time the visionary. So whenever he speaks, most of the time it's 2 years in advance. Yeah. However, even though it's 2 years in advance, he wants it to happen today. Wow. So where he sees the businesses as...
Well, I'm glad you understand that, though.
I tell you this all the time.
No, I'm glad you understand this, what I'm saying.
I tell you this all the time.
Yeah. I'm saying I'm glad.
So as we see I tell you this all the time.
I'm not. It's not a surprise. I'm saying I'm glad.
I thought you said
it's not a shock. It's not like, oh shit, you understand? No, you say it all the time. I'm saying I'm actually thanking you. I'm thankful that you understand that about me because a lot of people don't. That's what I'm actually thanking you.
Okay, so it's like, wow, he sees the businesses as scooting. I don't. These businesses have all just been birthed. Nothing is not even a year old yet. These businesses are literally being breastfed and learning to hold their heads up and have just figured out how to say dada. That's where I am with the businesses. And so while the one that we can start with now, ASAP Sobel. The wellness company that we have introduced first, as always, with the juice company, which was formerly known as I Am Whole, which, just like the conversation I brought up with our childbirth, it was aborted. Now we're starting a new with ASAP Sobel. So we couldn't treat Kayla and Kira when they was born like they were a year old because we thought we were going to have a baby a year ago. It is a new baby. ASAP Sobel is a new baby with a new mindset, but the same love and care that we wanted to put in the first time, we still want to put it in this time, but it still has to have its own vision, and we have to treat it as if it's a new baby and give it the right amount of attention and care. So, the juices have dropped.
Yes, they have. The juices have dropped last month, and we've already
overwhelmed, y'all.
Yeah,
we've been
doing good numbers with the juices. Like, that motherfuckers are, they are really being appreciated. People are really excited about them. This time we actually have a location. You can find them at Culture Coffee 2, 300 Riggs Road Northeast, right next to the Walmart, right across the street from the Chick-fil-A on South Dakota and Riggs Road. That's where you can get them individually, and you can purchase them online in a cleansed form or pick your favorite at www.asapsobel.com. That is spelled ASABSOBEL. asapsobel.com. And that's doing pretty good. What just threw you off?
You'll see when you see how you stopped. I was like, why did he stop like that?
I ain't had nothing else. But yo, that's the one baby that is growing. That's a passion project of mine. And it's actually getting, man, that is something that it's time for that because I need it for myself. ASAP Sobel is a condensed way to say as above, so below. As above, so below, as within, so without. It basically is telling what I'm trying to get out there is how you feel on the inside should reflect on the outside, and vice versa. As within, so without. So it's like it's bigger than just a juice company. It's we call it wellness. We have a network of people that we have reconnected with as well with that. We're already looking at different locations to have the juices at, and I'm just excited for what this is going to do, especially in 2023 and moving forward. This is that's one of our babies.
Yes. And the juices are still fire. They're still good.
It's like man, it's right where we left off.
We did drop a new juice, Paradise.
Yeah.
We have, I believe, perfected the formula now.
Yeah.
In a way that is both tasty to us, the both of us, because Daniel comes from the mind frame of I'm gonna eat it because it's healthy, or I'm gonna drink it because it's healthy. But I'm like, but does it taste good? So blending that, does it taste good versus with the also is it healthy, is one of the things that I believe that I bring to the company.
Yeah.
Because sometimes even if you're a physical trainer and you're like, you got to do 2 hours a day and you have to be here, blah, 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 nonstop, go hard, 54 times a day, blah, blah, blah. And so, but if your clients aren't attracted to it and the regular folks who aren't gym rats aren't attracted to it, you got to change it up. So I feel like one of the things that I added to the brand is like more of the beginner friendly taste and experience, just the beginner experience, because I know how I would have wanted to be introduced to health and wellness, and I want to take that same kind of care when introducing it to other people as well. Yeah. I don't want to tell anyone that they're bad for eating a certain kind of way or doing this type of thing. I want to make sure that everyone is doing what makes them feel good health-wise, not what society is telling you should be doing. Because as you can see, we switch from diet to fad all the time.
Find what works for you.
So you have to find what works for you. And sometimes it might be just the switch. And that's a reality too. The switch of your diet, sometimes you can't eat the same way, because it's no different than exercising. They tell you after a certain time you hit a plateau. Yeah. And you have to do something to switch it up so your body can be almost shocked again to then be like, oh shit, what is this? And then start reacting. So even with your eating habits, maybe you can't always be eating meat all the time. Maybe you do have to switch it up and have a vegan 3 months, or a vegetarian 3 months, or a pescatarian 3 months. No different in your exercise flow. You got to switch up your diet too, so your body can learn how to process new things and just introduce to new things. So a lot of it is just by trying different options. So I'm not this way is the only way type of health advocate. What is the way that works for you? Where is the goal that you want to go? And let's take the baby steps to get there. Because if it's a dramatic change, that's a shock to your system because you're detoxing yourself. Most of the time when people are detoxing or going to rehab, they end up backsliding.
Yeah, and that's the difference between ASAP, Sobel, and I Am Whole. Mm-hmm. For me specifically, because I Am Whole, I was just pushing a plant-based diet. I had gone through, I saw something happen. I had a traumatic experience with my mom, so I made a drastic change. But I needed that for myself at the time. Yeah, I needed that drastic change because I had to clear my mind, and I know what it does when I take certain foods out of my diet. And when I go fully plant-based and just deal with the herbs and the teas and stuff, I know I am cleansing myself.
Right.
Problem was, it's still, what about, but even going through that now, I know what to put in my body. Right. I know how my body reacts with certain foods. I know how much I'm supposed to eat. I know not to overeat. I can still eat a certain way when I'm trying to do my running.
Right.
I don't need to be in the gym doing 50 pull-ups and fucking doing all this crazy shit.
Because that doesn't work for you.
It doesn't work for me. Yeah. So with this, as above, so below, and as within, so without, I have found I actually am whole. Mm-hmm. I know, and it's more than just food. I know what situations to be around. It's a wholeness as a whole individual. Like, if this doesn't fit my life, I don't need to be a part of that shit. I'm over here and I'm good. And I wish you for your life nothing but the best. As for me and my temple, I have to handle it a certain way. So yeah, I do eat meat now. And I was trying to push a diet that was hard for me to do. I was doing it, but it was hard. It was a struggle.
And then you would beat yourself up if you quote unquote backslid and ate a piece of chicken, and it's like,
oh, I ate a piece of chicken and motherfucking blow my brain
all over the place.
So now I'm not whole because now I'm mad at myself.
Mad at yourself.
Should have ate a mushroom pie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Facts though.
But now I have just really found a balance, and then I'm looking at myself in the camera and like I'm losing weight now. Your skin looks good.
I think so too. One of the main things that I think happened when we both came back to each other is that we both had lost a significant amount of weight separately.
Yeah, we did actually.
So I lost a significant amount of weight at one point, and I went about it in a certain way, and you lost a significant amount of weight, and you went about it a certain way. However, nonetheless, we lost the weight with different protocols and different ideas, and so we came. So to say that one way worked, it was obvious that it didn't, because the way that I went, I didn't cut out meat.
Plus, I got tired of being around.
So for real, I didn't cut out meat. I cut out. I was more focused on my portions than I am now.
But you didn't even. I mean, you've added a lot of more foods to your diet. Like, you didn't even like avocado. Now you love avocado.
No, I know. I'm just talking about the portion control. I got to get back to that shit right there. But the portion,
you've been doing good though.
The portions are not where the portions, I believe, help me more than the actual the portions and what I ate, because I was real mindful of eating greens throughout the day, and that's why I implemented salads and stuff like that.
Right, so that's why ASAP Sobel works. So what about the people that just, like a car that needs its fucking oil changed every 3 months? Why not just juice every 3 months and flush your system out? Exactly. You don't have to be a vegan to do this shit, and veganism has become another fucking religion. Yeah. So I got tired of being around that shit too. So I mean, not even low key, like honestly, high key. I got tired of that shit. Like, you're vegan, you're not a vegan, you're gonna die. All right,
that's why the trainers that we partner with are not like that.
Yeah, I know.
The trainers that we partner with,
because it becomes another form of shaming. That's why I say veganism has become another religion, because it's literally become another form of shaming. Yeah, I've had people say, "Oh, you eat that." Yeah, I did. I ate a salmon. I ate a salmon fillet, my nigga. Like, shoot me in the fucking head. Yeah,
they focus more on the overall wellness of the person, and not just pushing a specific
ideology.
Ideology. But what they do is allow people to say, if you are interested, here's a resource. If you want to do this, here's a resource. But they don't force people into these specific titles, and that's why I like the trainers that we have reconnected with in our network. And so I'm excited to see where all of that goes with everybody, and we'll have further updates.
We'll have further updates very soon.
Very soon, hopefully.
Probably
at least the objective
by the end of this week.
By the end of this year is to have the juices in 2 to 3 other locations. Be it gyms or eatery or
storefronts.
That's what I meant by eatery. That's what I meant. Either a gym or a storefront. The objective is to have our juices in 2 to 3 other locations before the end of the year.
So all food establishments, especially healthy food establishments, if you are interested in adding some freshly pressed juices to your menu or to your patrons, you can contact us at www.asapsobel.com, and we will get right back to you. our other baby, Divine Purpose Podcast Network. That podcasting is one of my favorite things to do. I don't give a fuck if 3 people watch this motherfucker. This is therapy for me. I actually love doing it with you specifically.
It's definitely therapy for us.
It's 100% therapy.
Daniel do not talk the same.
I don't.
He really don't. He don't talk the same. He don't listen the same.
But I can go back and look at myself, and I actually do watch and listen to our episodes, and I actually learn. The way I talk has gotten better. The way I approach things has gotten better. I have definitely had more patience. I've heard your perspective more instead of just being like, I'm the man and I'm in control. No, you have a voice too. And in the podcast, I'm actually listening to your voice. So I'm learning you more through this as well. So I love doing it for that reason. Just for that reason alone. I mean, now creating the...
I like it because I feel like I can speak more freely and it not be taken as I feel like I just have a place to actually speak and be heard.
I agree, and that's one of the things that in that post it kind of said. It kind of talked about working with your partner has its ups and downs. One of the ups is we love being around each other. This is something that we both get something out of. One of the downs is it is oftentimes hard to be in partnership in business with your mate and then separating the disrespect or the feelings of a relationship when you're discussing business, from my perspective. So from my perspective, sometimes I get to the point where it's like, why you can't just listen to what the fuck I'm saying? And it's just like, my nigga, I'm your business partner. And your way is not it's not your way
the only
or the
way.
highway. In a business, we have to come as your partner, your equal partner. We have to actually figure out what is best for the business and not for your personal motherfucking feelings. Whereas in a relationship, it's actually helped the relationship because I think I'm really like not even in the whole I'm the man and that's it's right anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of beyond that, and all men, and I think it's because we've been taught since fucking children to think that way. That now because maybe niggas leading their household off a fucking cliff, but the woman got to sit the fuck back and just be led. But she can see like, hey, it's a cliff right there. You might want to hit the fucking brakes. Oh, shut the fuck up. Whole family off the motherfucking cliff. I actually like having another set of eyes on everything. It really is a relief. So I actually like the partnership. So that's, but it does have gifts and curse. We are blessed right now to be actually producing other podcasts.
Yes.
We are actively expanding our network. We have about 4 shows now that we're about to be producing. And so Divine Purpose Podcast has now expanded to Divine Purpose Podcast Network. And we're building something real similar to the Black Effect Network. And I actually respect Charlamagne and what he's doing. That's, I fucking had this idea years ago, but, I actually can see it now and understand what I was trying to create in my mind. Where no one understood what the fuck I was saying when I was saying a podcast network. You just put the different show. Now, it's like, that's what I was talking about. And it can be done. It's being done. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, and you don't have to actually. I like the voices that we are putting on our network.
So that's one. So your individuality and I want to do it on my own is one of the reasons why I follow Kev on Stage, because Kev on Stage does both, right? He does his own thing, but also has learned but also is actively trying to be a part of someone else's thing, right? Because the balance for me, because the way that I'm looking at it, is that and yeah, the way that I'm looking at it, this is a real live business conversation right here. The way I'm looking at this is that I would want to be on a Black Effect and make myself more accessible and visible for them to want to bring us on, because Black Effect, there is no couples podcast listed on your website. Now, I don't know who y'all got outside of that. I thought it was one other couple, but even if it was another couple, who I think it was that was on there, we ain't them. And you can have more than one couples podcast with different ways to present ideas. Because as the Black Effect website says, we are, hold on, because I love this word. We've moved culture forward in many ways, but it's time to evolve, time to expand. Black voices are not monolithic. So to only have one couples podcast doesn't mean you represent all couples. So that's why even if you do have one on the network, we would be a great addition because of our experience, our voice, and where we've come from. Going back to my thought. Now that I was saying that, I want to look into how can we get onto someone else's network
versus
who is already growing and has a marketing budget, the audience to directly put us to, versus creating my own thing and trying to bring the marketing and start it all up from the ground up. But watching Kev on stage both balance the individual creation, but still hoping for the ability to be on a network and get a movie budget with a major movie company. Those kinds of things. I'm learning how to see both of those at the same time.
I kind of respect Kev on stage because from my perspective and what I've seen of him, and I've taken the master class, and
we gotta redo the master class. They updated stuff.
I have actually followed him, even though I don't watch everything he does, but I really like the way he moves. I saw him being shunned from so many places, and all those places that shunned him was because he didn't have the look of a quote-unquote Black Effect network, and he was at one point he was just this guy doing church comedy, and no one respected the lane that he was in. And what he did was he was part of All Deaf. You know what I mean? That's how he kind of built his following. He was part of All Deaf. And then I think what I saw was him branch out and kind of, after being told no, he created his own fucking lane. Mm-hmm. And I respect what he built with the whole network that he created, and the people that he does business with in his network, the shows that are in his network, the app that he created, the stand-up comedy that everybody was watching during COVID, the keep your distance comedy shows. I saw him, because Hollywood or whoever was telling him no, I saw him create his own fucking lane. So I don't know who he connected with. I just respected the fact that he didn't take no for an answer. And if you tell me no, it's like, okay, cool. You might not see my vision, but okay, I'm going to create it, and I'm going to put people on the vision that I've created. And because of that, now I get the looks, and now people are asking, and now I'm selling in our arenas, and now I'm selling out shows. But I feel like he did it himself.
Yeah, I think what I want to lean towards it, because we sent the email to Black Effect today, because I went on the website and was like, you know what, why not send them an email saying that they need somebody like us on their platform.
You never fucking know.
You never know, right? Yeah. So I sent that email because I don't think that we've, in this arena, put ourselves out there enough and received enough no's from legitimate people, not people who are pretending to be a network and they're not, but from actual network based podcast companies.
But it don't even got to be big as the Black Effect.
No, it doesn't
network.
have to be as big as the Black Effect Network, because I honestly, so with me saying that, I want to start investigating and looking at other platforms that are out here that are actually helping to build companies, because we have these studios around the DMV area who say we're going to put you on our network as if it's going to mean something.
We got places in Australia. We got places.
And it's really...
It doesn't do shit.
We have a network.
We have that many views.
It doesn't mean that. So I wanna kind of go towards the people. I want to do what I saw Kev do. I don't want to skip the no's because of the hurt, or because we got the no's from people literally on the same level as us, or but not even a no, just a difference in business. From the people that are on the same level as us. I want to see what other networks are out there who are looking for an addition to their network that is thriving, not where we are right now.
Yeah, that should be annoying.
So yeah, so
when you be trying to connect with motherfuckers and they say, "Yeah, I'm gonna make this happen. It's gonna do this,
and it don't do nothing."
And you be like,
"It don't do
Nah,
nothing."
I thought you said you was about to bring all this. I thought you have all these fucking followers and people and all this shit, nigga.
But one thing I do know from Kev's story, that they did go through that. They went through that because he talked about this story where they actually. I'm telling you, you don't understand how much Kev on stage has saved our marriage. Because the stuff that he has put Melissa through. Literally buying out, let's say, a venue as big as the Howard Theater, and not having any ticket sales a week before, and still being on the hook for the money and deposits. From flying in a supposed like singer who was going to be necessary for the show, who was going to be ideal, come see us. He flew this person in. He said after they left, they never heard from them again.
I bet.
So hearing their story makes me realize you're not as wild and crazy as I be thinking you are sometimes. Like, what the fuck? Like, it makes me realize, like, oh no, it's a lot of other people doing these exact same, taking these same chances and losing, and have lost a lot, but because of the steadfastness, they are now in learning from those lessons and pivoting from those lessons, not doing the same thing over and over again, but learning from those lessons is pivoting, finding what's what. Kev actually didn't get popular because of All Death. It was while he was working at Bowen, and he was just doing basic, when everybody got the little car thing with the phone, basic car conversations. That was when he was at Bowen. That actually got him attracted from All Death to be like, hey, who is this?
Yeah, so it's really just building your following from scratch. But I'm appreciative of the opportunity that we have with Divine Purpose Podcast Network, because now we actually have other shows that actually see what we're doing, looking for production, have reached out to us, and we are now being compensated to produce shows. So if you want your podcast produced, you can contact us at divinepurposepod@gmail.com. Let us know what your story is, what you are trying, the message you are trying to portray, and if it meets the criteria of our divine purpose, we can talk about adding your show to the network as well. Right? Another baby that we are actually trying to grow and groom. How do you feel about it? The podcast network.
I was in the middle of saying something.
You was talking about Kev on stage. I thought you would finish your point.
No, you just jumped in.
Oh, I thought you would finish your point.
No, I was actually bringing up the fact that where I feel that we're at in this stage. Mm-hmm. And I feel like where we are right now in this stage is that I want to kind of go, I want to start aiming at bigger fish. Mm-hmm. And seeing what happens. Where at first I was scared of the nose, I feel like now it's time to see how it feels to even present to the big fish and see what feedback comes from the nose and just feel the environment around the big fish in the building with them. Because right now I feel like I've been around a whole lot of people who from social media I assumed were big fish, and then when I sat down with them I was like, oh, wait a minute, we doing the same thing.
Figuring this shit out too. Man.
Wait a minute.
So why am I going? Why am I going to waste my time?
You looking for the same yeses I'm looking for?
Not only are you looking for the same yeses I'm looking for, what I've begun to realize is, you know what? Instead of trying to help another motherfucker build their fucking, trying to get them, they're still fishing for the big fish as well.
Yes.
We might as well get on the fucking. We're on the same boat. Put all our same vibes in the motherfucking boat together, and one person might catch a big fish, and another person might catch a big fish. Yeah. But if I'm just fucking putting bait on your fucking fishing pole, or if I'm fucking just giving you water while you fish to keep you cold, you catch the big fish, and I still ain't done nothing but just filled your fucking. And matter of fact, I'll help clean your big fish off, put it in the cooler for you, and put another fucking piece of bait on your hook and help you throw another one out.
You walk home and go feed your family, and I'm still out here fishing for you. Or
assisting you fish.
So yeah, assisting you fish. So I'm just at the point now, like just seeing a whole lot of movement and the way I've seen things happening and operating in the last really like 2 years. I'm like, yeah. So these people who I thought were this in this bracket are literally just like me. So the people who I really am worried about, i.e. Charlemagne the God and the Black Effect, y'all niggas just like me too. So why don't you have a nigga on your fucking team? What's going on?
We niggas.
It's like, nah. No, I'm sorry. Just in case there's some hoteps there. We are black queens and black kings.
I don't want to be no fucking king.
And it's time for us to uplift the community of black kings and queens in order to see how we can come together to build and take over what was taken from us.
It sounds like spoken word to me. Hotep.
But no, that's where I am. I'm just at the place right now with shoot your shot.
That's it.
Shoot your shot.
Can't wait. Okay, so, I missed it. I'm gonna get another.
I'm still waiting to hear back from a couple of people. Oh, Poet. WPGC 95.5 sent the email. I will be forwarding another one.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Very soon. Hell yeah. And I think I'm gonna just keep bothering people till they tell me to leave them alone.
That is okay. So when you read the book Think and Grow Rich, one of the chapters is talking about is persistency. Yeah. No, don't mean no. One thing I will say that I have learned from, shout out to Dwayne from fucking Legendary Burger, that motherfucker. That motherfucker, he
has been one of the people that I have seen go after big fish.
He goes
after big fish.
He literally was casting. He didn't give a fuck what you thought. He didn't give a, and now look where he is.
He definitely stopped looking at his surroundings
and went after the big fish.
I'm going this way.
He actually went after and got a shark.
I'm not fishing for what is it? What are this? I'm not fishing for rockfish. I'm out here big game fishing, big sea fishing, and I'm trying deep sea. There it is.
Deep sea fishing.
Deep sea fishing, and I'm trying to get one of them fish with that long dorsal. That you know the big fish with the nose.
Talking about a dolphin?
No, not a dolphin. It's one of them big fishes that got the little skinny nose.
That's called a dolphin.
No, it's not. It's a skinny nose. It's a long skinny
swordfish?
Nose. Yes.
Oh, you want a swordfish?
He went and got the swordfish.
He got a shark. Literally, they call it a shark tank.
Oh.
That's what it means.
Okay, so let me go back. So he went back to, so he skipped the rockfish. No, so he started at the rockfish. He then went sword fishing. Mm-hmm. Then he said, I'm going to catch a motherfucking shark.
And he caught a shark.
So I am no longer fishing in the tadpole area. I am going deep sea fishing.
Let's go. I'm with you. I like deep sea fishing. We can get some tuna. Big ass fucking 600-pound tuna. We pull that bitch in together.
So I want to, because anytime I go to a level where I think is above me, I always learn something that propels me to the next level. So even with the nose from the level that I thought was above me, or not the nose, but the lessons learned from these levels, I'm like, oh, okay, this shit ain't even that hard. Okay. So now it's like, what can I learn from the deep sea fishing? And what can I learn from shark fishing? What can I learn from all these things? Because all it's going to do is make me a fucking hell of a predator.
Because we're tired of being motherfucking prey.
Hey.
Shit. Bars. Which leads us to another development. Culture Coffee 2. That's been very big on the things, on the scope of things that we're doing. I don't want to talk too much about Culture Coffee 2 right now, but let's just say we are now in the process of seeing what it would look like if we were to actually full out own Culture Coffee 2. Mm-hmm. We have some big meetings coming up regarding that. Mm-hmm. And I really want to keep that one close. But, no, fuck it. Why don't you introduce Culture Coffee 2?
We're in the process of finalizing negotiations about us taking over Culture Coffee 2. Mm-hmm. As in all negotiations, we present, they present in all aspects.
Yeah. There's
a lot of presentations that need to be had, a lot of understandings that need to be had, and the hope is after all the negotiations, we come out owners of the 300 Riggs Road space,
which gives us the space. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I told you to talk, and that's like, hey, shut up, bitch.
You ain't saying it right.
You ain't saying it right, bitch. God damn it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Which gives us.
Thank God for the podcast.
Yeah.
Which will hopefully, which will benefit the juice company, which will benefit a lot of different aspects, even with Divine Purpose and finding a standing a location to host all of our shows and
different events.
Yeah. So the hope is that this all works through, so that this all comes together in a way that is profitable and beneficial to us and everybody in we're negotiating with.
Yeah, so
that's the hope.
Keep your fingers crossed and pray for us on this one. If you got bad energy, keep it to your motherfucking self. We rebuke it anyway. But Miss V has been a big help in this process.
We've learned a lot again. Oh my God,
she's been so much. A huge mentor for us, and she's putting us. She has put us in front of people that. Even if I don't want to say even if it doesn't, but like we're good with what she's taught us and what we have.
That goes back to exactly what I was saying, where each space has taught us lessons. Yeah, that you can't unlearn.
You can't unlearn.
This is one thing that Miss V said to us, which was I still haven't read the book. But it says the book was called Knowledge and Power, The Weapons of Knowledge, I think it was called. The Weapons of Knowledge. And what it was pretty much saying is, what we're saying is that the more you know, the more powerful you are. And a lot of times you learn the most when something fails compared to when something may succeed most of the time, because you will miss different certain steps, but you're able to reflect more when something doesn't happen. Like, damn, where did it go left at? So we've had a lot of opportunities to reflect, and one thing that can never be taken from us is the knowledge that we've learned in these journeys. And I'm looking forward to what more there is out there for me to learn, because these last 2 years, a lot of the shit, it literally is the first time ever hearing it.
But I tell you what, with Ms. V, man, this is the first time we've had, like, not somebody just talking about what they want to do. We've had direct mentorship. Mm-hmm. Now, we've put in a lot of sweat equity to get that mentorship, but sweat equity goes a long fucking way. Yeah. So I'm willing to sweat and break my back and do things, and, you know, but the lessons that you learn, man.
Yeah, man.
The lessons that we're learning.
That knowledge.
It's
power
I appreciate her as a true mentor, mm-hmm. and what has been given to us, and literally trying to give us the keys to something she created.
Yeah. And
trusting us with the foundation that she built, and allowing us the opportunity to build on it is it's a privilege. Mm-hmm. And I'm really hoping on this, because like you said, this gives us the opportunity to do everything that we've done under one location. And we always say that if we ever get a location, it's over. And this is already built out. It's already there. We just have to do our part, play our position, and be pillars in the community that we already love.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Ms. V. Shout out to Culture Coffee too. So all that to say, we just haven't been not recording. We have been busy as a motherfucker. Working together in partnership.
And we still can't get enough of each other. Even though we see each other every day, we still enjoy just basic moments of just being us together. And that is one of the things that even working together, it allows us to have more time to learn each other in different situations. And also, we've been able to create our own schedules that that benefit us. So that is so that's been a good thing. So I enjoy it. Sometimes it's frustrating,
but it's also
nonetheless it's very rewarding.
It's rewarding because we're actually doing what we like to do. So that's, you know, I like everything we're doing. Everything we just described. We actually just described triplets this time.
Yeah, they said the next time that we had a baby it was going to be triplets. Yeah, that's what people have always said to us. The look of confusion from a man who does not know what is happening in this current moment in his house. And that was Daniel Meyer's face.
What is going on here? Fuck you about to go. A grown ass woman in my house. I used to come and go as I please. What I was just saying, my mama ain't telling me where to ask me where to go. You ask me to mama go. Fuck you about to go, you little girl. Daddy, I'm a grown ass woman, motherfucker. So, I'm about to move to a whole nother state in a month or two.
That was the look.
I was. I'm gonna tell you what though, man. I am looking forward to them moving back out.
Oh yeah, that's the next thing. So the twins are transferring. We're in the process of getting them to North Carolina A&T, down in North Carolina, where they actually sit, as Kiera stated, is where I will be starting my life. They both do not no longer desire to be in the DMV area. Neither do I. Just biding my time. I got 2 years tops here. And 2 years tops here. So the girls are actually paving the way in this situation, and my hope is to go down and see what they have created and just pick up from there. So
it's a wide open market down there for a lot of things too. So,
and I honestly think 2 years will be too late. We will be coming up on the point of where Netflix dropped as an IPO at $5, and in 2 years it's $100. So mark my word, as we continue to look at the prices of homes grow, since we first started looking into North Carolina, it will go from being an investment to just a move. And I prefer it to be an investment versus just a move. So that's where we are with all the things. We literally just got back from North Carolina. And the reason why Daniel is quiet with his head peeled back like that, because he wants to say way more than what is coming out of his mouth right now.
All I was about to say was October 1st will be the next live recording. We will have Melissa and the band. I love recording. We will have the vendors. If you've been to any of our live recordings, then you already know you're going to have a good motherfucking time. We are nothing but, we want nothing but positive vibrations. So bring good energy, bring yourself, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Anything else you want to say? Well, as we wrap up this episode of Divine Purpose Podcast, I would like to leave you with some inspiring words. Love is patient. Love is kind.
Not at that pace am I going to listen to this. All right, y'all.
Hold on. The love of a family is life's greatest gift. And this has been another episode of Divine Purpose Podcast. I am Daniel Myers and my beautiful wife,
Patrice Myers.
We honor, we love you, and we praise you. Peace.
So, in being able to keep with, I guess, the same intros and outros, I'm now stuck with saying namaste, bitches. So, if I don't say it, he always looks at me crazy. So, namaste, bitches. Peace.
Oh, you ain't shit.